いしょ。したら10回目やっていきますね。1話ぐらいかな。さて、スタジオ事務所スタジオ事務員殺人事件ですね、今回。それをやっていきたいと思います。ここはスタジオの前に着いたのかな、したら。出た、相棒の人に乗ってた。よいしょ。
Detectives Phelps and Galloway, LAPD. Do you have a rose gold wedding and engagement ring?
David Bremner. Am I gonna get something for this pledge? Gave that bum money, now you guys are gonna leave me short.
How much did you give him?
$50?
50 bucks.
20?
Try 10. Feel lucky you're getting it.
I have the rings right here.
まず指輪ですね。グイーッと
What's this mark here?
H。
Maker's mark. Usually traceable. That one came from
ハートフィールズ
Hartfield's
の
down in
H マークですね。
Thanks for the tip.
これが1個ともう1個。
Does this mark mean anything?
22
Oh
系
my. Gives you an idea of the quality.
22金ってことこれ。なるほど。 OK。
What have you got on the guy who brought these in?
Goes by the name of Percy B. Shelley. Gave an address. 15 Poland Street, London, Tulare County.
Can you give us a description of the man who pawned these rings?
Not sure. Medium height, medium build, dark hair, I think. Sorry. He just had one of those forgettable faces.
We'll be in touch, Mr. Bremner.
ということで、手がかりが、指輪。あれかな。殺人の、前回の殺人のちょっとした一部なのかな、多分。ということで、そのスタジオ殺人事件に
You drive.
行く感じかな、
I
こ
need
れ
to
か
go
ら。
over the case notes.
行きましょう。
We have a problem.
We could have the local troopers check out the Tulare County address.
The address is bogus. Perp is having fun with us.
デタラメなんだ。
The guy who's been sending the Dahlia letters is also the guy who pawned these rings.
How do you figure that one?
Percy Bysshe Shelley wrote the poem that came with the Dahlia letter. If the Dahlia letters are genuine, then the man who killed Elizabeth Short may have also killed Deirdre Muller.
And how do we prove that, Phelps? Skipper ain't gonna like this one bit.
We're gonna have to rely on this guy tripping up on his own vanity.
ふぅしょ。ふぅとか言って。ということで、ですね、駅の車両の近くの現場に着きました。
We should keep this development with the ring.
We're all on the same team, Rusty.
Chain of command, Phelps. The skipper will decide who needs to know. Got it?
I
この
get
線
it,
の
Rusty.
またでいいんだ。
I just don't like it.
ということで、事件の現場ですね。
Hard, isn't it?
Yeah. I look after all the rail depots.
What have you got?
The Negro, Nelson Gaines, called it in. I came down here to make sure him and the other guy, Jameson, stuck around.
Jameson found the body?
Something like that. Guy makes me sick.
We'll talk to the coroner. Keep an eye on both of them.
ということで、現場を調査しましょう。どう考えても、まずこれだよな。まず、リバインズ酒屋エブリン・サマーズ様。 スーツケースを2個、スーツケース上、毛布、枕、ベッド用シーツ、写真立て3個、ヘアブラシ、ボーリングのピン、醸造、化粧品洋服と。酒屋の住所を聞くと。それと、またバーの街かい。これ。ちょ。こうだな。メンシュズバー、9番のメインかと。またバーに行くとね。そしてこれと。ハンドバッグ。キーストン映画会社。エブリン・サマーズ部署、法務部。有効期限1941年10月31日。映画撮影所の勤務と。
That's going to be difficult, Cole. Keystone Studio lot closed back in 41.
それともう一個。あ、手紙だね。コネチカット州ブリッジポート11。エブリンへこの手紙で少しでも中を取り回せますようにと。あなたがお酒を飲むとどういう結果になるかお互いしたと。でも人を裁けるようなのは神だけです。だからお願い、母を許してください。なるほど。OK。ここと。あと死体か。
Smell? Very good. There is the usual evacuation smell, but it appears she's been living rough for quite some time. Very strong smell of alcohol. Well, the autopsy will tell, but I would assume that she was inebriated.
路上生活。おっと。
Another missing ring. Certainly
指輪
seems I've
ね。
been swabbing a lot of bare fingers recently. Can you be more exact about the time of death? No later than 2 a.m. The state the body was in, a 1 or 2 hour window is the best I can do.
こっちの手は何もないね。こんな感じか。あとない感じ。よいしょ。
What have we got here? White female, approximately 40 years of age, lipstick smudges on the face, but no writing, at least nothing legible. A blunt force trauma to the temple, nose, and eye regions. Ligature marks point to the probable cause of death being strangulation. Any idea of the time of death? From her temperature, after midnight would be my guess.
おっと。
What are you thinking, Ray?
The city keeps tossing us dead bodies. We're just running to catch up.
Detective Phelps, LAPD homicide.
John Ferdinand Jameson.
We need you to answer some questions, John.
If you don't mind, I prefer Ferdinand.
Don't push your luck, knucklehead.
What were you doing to the body, Ferdinand?
Ferdinand.
Sure you won't be upset?
何が言えてんねん。
I was kissing her. It's not against the law.
Shut up.
There's no
Take
law
your
against
beating
it.
like a man.
Turn out your pockets, Ferdinand.
同変態でしょ。おっと。
classic carmine.
クラシックカーマイ。
Is this yours, Ferdinand?
No. I found it near her purse. I thought she could use some lipstick.
Rusty, stop! Don't hit him.
証拠と矛盾。
You went through her purse?
It wasn't like she needed it. I took a look.
Did you take any money?
Wasn't any to take. I found her lipstick and her matchbook over on the mat. Not much else.
You found the body?
Yes, I did. I work here. I was coming off shift and headed home.
Why didn't you report the body, Jameson? Do you know how this is going to look to a jury?
A jury? What gives? I could tell that she was dead. I came through here about midnight last night. She wasn't here then.
Let me belt him again.
You're under arrest, Jameson. We'll see how this plays out. Until then, you can think a little on how you'd like to be treated if you were found dead.
I'm telling you, it's not illegal. Me and some friends of mine...
Fine. You get this sack of shit into a cell. I'll deal with him later.
Sure, Rusty.
よいしょ。あとして電話でちょっとバーの場所とかを調べるんですね。また通行のいいところにね、電話があるよね。
Cole Phelps, badge 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
I need an address on Levine's Liquor. Closest store to the Santa Fe Avenue rail yard, if possible.
Just a moment, Detective. Closest store would be the one at 939 South Hope Street.
Thanks for your help.
よいしょ。してと、あ、間違った。ロケーションして、まあ、酒屋に行くか。まずリブス。ここだね。よいしょ。
You're behind the wheel.
OK。
Read that those goddamn Chinese want to sell the relief food that we're sending them?
Yeah. Yeah, I read about that.
Those people are starving. They can't do that.
Want to sell the food to fund the civil war against the communists.
Really? Guess that's okay then.
Armies can't fight without food. You spend all your money on weapons, but you still have to have the will to fight. Fortunately, the Reds will win in China.
Watch your mouth. You know what you're saying?
The people of this country overthrew a king. You think the Chinese will balk at an emperor if they are starving?
What can I do for you?
LAPD, Phelps and Galloway. We're making inquiries into the murder of Evelyn Summers.
Evelyn? She's dead?
You knew Evelyn Summers, Mr.
Robbins. Yes, I knew Evelyn. I was a good friend of her ex-husband. She kept some of her stuff here.
Can you show us, please?
Sure. Come this way.
被害者の女性の旦那と親友と、そして被害者の女性の荷物を預かっていると。
Got some fine stock here, Mr. Robbins. Well, you let us take some from the road, this case might get solved a lot quicker.
He's joking, Mr. Robbins.
She kept a bed here, but I probably shouldn't have let her. An alcoholic in a liquor store. That was never going to work out, was it?
We'll take a look around.
ああ、まあエブリン様。
I'm guessing Evelyn hadn't held down a job for quite some time before she was killed.
ほうほう。ローリングボーリング。
Rawlings Bowling Alley. Maybe Evelyn did something other than drink in her spare time.
Rawlings. I know that place. Corner of 9th and Graham. A lot of cops bowl there on Tuesday nights.
それともう一個。これだね。キーソン映画スタジオ。
When exactly did Evelyn work in the pictures?
A few years ago. She worked in legal copyrights for music.
これとあと、ああ、なるほど、写真か。
She wasn't always such a loner.
ノート。アリストテレス。
Evelyn was reading Aristotle?
Evelyn wasn't stupid. The only stupid thing about her was her need to drink.
あ。グローブナー。
And she was borrowing books from Grosvenor McCaffrey.
よいしょ。それとこれは大丈夫だな。大丈夫そうだね。よいしょ。被害者との接触。
We're trying to account for Evelyn's movements yesterday.
She came by in the morning.
A social visit to pick up some of her things?
She had a couple of bucks and bought a quart of rye.
Any idea where the money came from?
She didn't mention it. But she did say the booze was a present for a boy. She said they had been fighting and she had to make it up to him.
Are you and Evelyn close, Mr. Robbins?
Not many people will be sad she's gone. I'll be one of the few.
I got the impression that Evelyn had been sleeping rough of late.
It became difficult for me to have her staying here. Her mother was trying to get her back on the straight and narrow. She's old now. And to be honest, you have to have a good reason to want to get back on.
Okay.
You know a friend of Evelyn's by the name of McCaffrey?
Not personally.
We're struggling for leads, Robbins. Did she know McCaffrey?
She idolized him. From what I gather, the feeling was far from mutual. He seems to peddle a revolutionary stance, fixing the ills of society. You could see how it would appeal to down-and-outs like Evelyn.
Thanks for your help,
OK、
Mr.
全問
Robbins.
正解。よっしゃ。
Hey,
おっと。
I'd like to make arrangements for the funeral. You think I could get in touch with Evelyn's mother?
Put in a call to the watch commander at Central Station, Mr. Robbins. He'll be trying to reach the next of kin.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Get the guy, huh? Evelyn never hurt anybody.
ってか言ってお前がやっちまいらしいんじゃないの。っていう感じか。OK。よ いしょ。ということで、次なるロケーションへ行きましょう。まあ、順番で言ったらこれだな。バーに行きますか。
You can drive.
ということで、バーに到着ですね。
Drink, fellas.
Phelps, Galloway, homicide. We need to ask you some questions concerning Evelyn Summers.
I'm Walter Mensch. Evelyn Summers? What is it now?
You knew Evelyn?
As well as I wanted to know Evelyn. She's a pain in the ass, always coming in here, cadging drinks, never had any money. She was in just a couple of nights ago.
Did she ever tell you where she was staying?
I don't know. I think she was living rough. She had that kind of stunk about her.
Who did she drink with?
A bunch of these guys. Ask her out.
なるほど。
What's your name?
Grosvenor McCaffrey.
Mind if I ask you some questions, Mr. McCaffrey?
I'm just a starving writer, detective. What do you want to ask about?
Evelyn Summers, and why she was found beaten and strangled in the rail depot on Santa Fe.
Okay. I see your point.
How well did you know her?
I can't say that I knew her. It was more like I was aware of her.
Do you have a criminal record, Mr. McCaffrey?
Nothing serious. I've had a few skirmishes.
You want to save me some time, or do you want me to look up your file?
Industrial disputes, strikes, workers' rights, that kind of thing.
A regular fifth columnist. Nice to meet you, comrade.
You say you barely knew Evelyn?
Yes, that is correct.
You're lying,
Amai
McCaffrey. You looked down your nose at Evelyn, but you knew her, and you have some idea of what happened.
I hope you're holding aces.
それはありますよ。
Telling you again, I barely knew the woman.
Why would you lend her your book on metaphysics if you only knew her in passing? It was more than that. A Renaissance man like yourself, lending his books to his acolytes.
She hounded me about that goddamn book, and then she lifts it from my apartment and lies to my face that she didn't take it, as if she could even comprehend any of it.
ほう。
I saw her go into a hotel with Tiernan last night. They had booze in a paper bag. He's your man.
Thank you for the information, Mr. McCaffrey.
なるほど。してと。
The regulars might have something else to tell you, but I don't.
まあこんな感じかな。ここは。まあ電話もないし。よっしゃ、おっと、お前どうだ
You a friend of Evelyn Summers?
Who's asking?
Very cute. You know who's asking.
I know my rights.
You don't have any. Answer the question.
Evelyn mooches for drinks. I don't have any time for that.
Was that so hard?
Keep writing me, copper.
OK。ということで、ロケーションですね。次は、ボーリング場ですね。OK。何の音
Can you drive to this one?
はいはい。
Car 11K, Car 11K, come in. Car 11K, Car 11K, KGPL.
11 King.
A message from Captain Donnelly. Return to Central, go to.
11 King, en route. Let's not keep the man waiting, Phelps.
OK。 ということで、ロケーションでボーリング場から中央署に変更ですね。よいしょ。ということで中央署に着きましたと。
The captain is downstairs with Ray Pinker and Carruthers.
あははは。
I want to make homicide. I mean, you know.
地下にいるって言ってたな。
You think those Vice boys get any on the side?
OK。
I think his name is Phelps. I read about him in the newspaper.
I think his name is...
ほほほほ。
What's this about, Captain?
Ray and Mal have some concerns over the Henry and Muller cases, which I don't want aired outside of this room.
The evidence is solid, Captain.
I agree, Rusty. It's just that corpses keep piling up.
Copycats.
I've been banging the same drum. But the notes and the lipstick messages.
Evelyn Summers, Cartel Classic Carmine. Each woman, same brand, same color.
Teresa Terrelson didn't have a lipstick message.
Technically, you're right, Rusty. She didn't have any lipstick, but she did have a message. We found it beneath her dress, scraped with a sharp stick.
What did it say?
You sure you want to know?
Ray?
As far as we can be sure, it said "Cunt BD."
That's one way of looking at it.
Looking at what?
Cunt is all about access, Phelps. You're married, yours is mortgaged. Some of us like to pay by installments. This guy doesn't like to pay at all.
Why are you so angry, Mal?
Because I just had to fire one of my assistants. He was a friend of Jameson's. God knows what he might have been up to.
Captain, we have good leads in the Summers case, but it's up to you to decide how we proceed.
Keep this under your hat for now. And follow up on Evelyn Summers. I want daily reports.
なるほど。まあ、事件のあれですね。やっぱりちょっと一連の事件がちょっとコピーキャット。模倣犯っぽい感じだから、まあちょっと気にしてる感じだかな。
Get an address for McCaffrey. He'll have blown the bar. I'll meet you outside.
とりあえずボーリング行こうぜ。一回気になるから。お、電話がある。What the hell? ちょっと電話。ここか。あ、ちげえな。ここインタビュールームでしょ。
Yeah, the bum took a swipe at me. Put him down with my sap.
あ、ここか。開かねえ。あったあった電話。
Operator, give me dispatch.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
I need an address for a Grosvenor McCaffrey.
Grosvenor McCaffrey.
すごいよね。
Apartment
こういう感じで昔調べて。
Yale Street between Ord and Alpine.
Thanks.
まあ、とりあえずさっき言ってた、まあ、現場に言ってた感じのボーリング場を行ってみたいと思いますね。またまた相棒に運転してもらってと。
You're behind the wheel.
Let me pose a question.
Depends. What's it got to do with?
Morals. Would it bother you to put the wrong person away?
Depends.
On what?
On whether anyone except the poor son of a bitch in the slammer ever found out.
.ということでボーリング場ですね。
Hello, Rusty. Two on your usual lane?
飛んだバージョンだな。
Detective Phelps. Homicide.
You must be new. What's your shoe size?
We're conducting an investigation, ma'am. Do you know the name Evelyn Summers?
Sounds like I should. Oh, maybe it could be Jimmy's friend.
Jimmy?
James Tiernan. He's a pin setter. One day he introduced me to a lady after work. It stuck in my mind because she was much older, too old for him.
Where can we find Jimmy, Florence?
He'll be hopping around the lanes toward the back.
Thanks, ma'am. Let's go get him.
やっぱ逃げたよ、あいつ。よし。
Broad has socks in it.
Tiernan! LAPD!
行くでー。追いかけっこ。くそー。
There!
What are you waiting for? Get after him!
We might go faster if we weren't
Okay.
carrying the extra weight. These are flashy cars to be parked outside a bowling alley.
The lanes attract a fast-living individual with money to
なん
burn.
で逃げたんだかな、こいつ
Or
は
a。middle-aged individual with the need to feel virile.
Phelps, you gotta get me
ほ
closer.
ら。
Another runner. Well, at least we've got a suspect.
Why do they always run? I'm sure we've got the wrong person in more than one of these homicides, but they always seem to land.
You know, your theories are not airtight by
お
any
やる
means.
な、おい。
If this isn't the killer, we can at least get him for reckless endangerment.
That's unless he runs into a wall and saves us all the trouble.
Keep it steady and I'll try to bust his tires.
なんてやつだ、おい。
Come on, Phelps, you're losing that little weasel.
オッケー、行こう行こう。いや、マジか。ああ。大体しくるな、1回目。
Tiernan! LAPD!
これもうちょっといけないかな、ちゃんと。たたたたたたたた。
There!
What are you waiting for? Get after him.
We might go faster if
Okay.
we weren't carrying the extra weight. These are flashy cars to be parked outside a bowling alley.
The lanes attract a fast-living individual with money to burn.
Or a middle-aged individual with the need to feel virile.
Don't go to sleep on me. Get me back in close.
やっぱ止まんねえな。よし。
Another runner. Well, at least we've got a suspect.
Why do they always run? I'm sure we've got the wrong person in more than one of these homicides, but they always seem to lam it.
You know, your theories are not airtight by any means.
オッケーオッケー。
Hit him, Cole. Spin him out.
If this isn't the killer, we can at least get him for reckless endangerment.
That's unless he runs into a wall and saves us all the trouble. He's going through the square.
I hope the people see him in time to get out of the way.
よっしゃ
What if they run because someone's setting them up? If they feel like the deck is stacked against them?
Don't make up ridiculous stories for them, detective. Leave that to the perp's imagination.
I'll try to shoot out his tires.
ー。おっ
Wish me
と
luck.
Whoa, looks like we're going into the tunnels.
God damn it, he'll kill himself.
All right, as long as he doesn't kill us, I'm okay with it.
やっぱ下手だな、こい
You
つ。
gotta get me closer.
Don't catch that train, Phelps. into that. About fucking time.
OK。
Hands behind your head.
さて、なんで逃げたのかな。まあ、とりあえず逮捕ですね。ロケーション、まあ、逮捕しましたと。で、マキャフリーのアパートにもう一回行きますと。OK。まあ、こっちだよね。
You drive. I need to go over the case notes.
よいしょ。ということで、マキャフリーのアパートですね。よいしょ。あ、そうそうそうそう。6番。ほら。ルームナンバーはこっちか。これだな。
Doesn't look like anybody's home.
Terrible shame. Means there's nobody to let us in. You want to do the honors, Phelps?
という感じですね。さて調べますか。まずはあんまねえな。おっと。これか。
Junk。
ジャンク。ゴミかい。ちょっと。ダメ。
No good to me.
うん。おっと。まあ犯行の道具だよね。
He said he was at home. He said he didn't know her. And we have the book.
Let's see Carruthers argue his way out of this one.
Is that you, Grosvenor? Who are you guys? What are you doing in here?
We're from the LAPD, ma'am. Do you know where we might find McCaffrey?
I'm his neighbor. Is he in trouble?
Look, lady, we need to find him, and in a hurry. Are you going to give me trouble?
He has a pigeon coop up on the roof. He spends his mornings up there when he's been drinking.
How do we get up there?
Down the hall and up the stairs.
Drunk and in command of a carrier pigeon.
なるほど。
Surely we can write him up for
まあ
that.
一応これが犯
Citation
行の道具だとして、じゃあこれはあ、さっきの手紙の半分だな。それほど時間がかからないはずです。それに家に戻ったら来られるし。あなたの住所が変わったのか知ってるし、この手紙届くかどうかわかりません。でもちゃんと届いて。
From the letter we found beside the body. At the very least, I'd say it ties McCaffrey to the scene.
Your mother. と、大丈夫か。ここ気になるけどな、ちょっと。ここはわかんない。OK。したら、 どうだ、ここか。
Advice? McCaffrey's away with the birds. Let's ruffle his feathers.
ここじゃねえな。あ、上行ってか。
Solve that big case.
あ、オッケーオッケー。そしてこの上行くと。
Grosvenor McCaffrey. Running on a hangover, McCaffrey? Sit down and we'll talk.
I'll go get our wheels.
なんだこれ、なんだ。オッケー。おいおいおい。よいしょ。
There he is, officer! You a runner, McCaffrey? Stay and fight the good fight.
頑張れ頑張れ頑張れ頑張れ頑張れ頑張れ。速いフィリップス。マジか。
Can't we talk about this?
ほっとっとっほっとっとっと。オッケー。KO。
We need to get downtown and wrap this thing up. It's gotta be McCaffrey. Unless Tiernan set him up.
そして最後ここか。
I don't think that asshole Jameson.
オッケー。
Whoever did it. It wasn't that Dahlia fuck.
How do you know that McCaffrey didn't do the Dahlia?
We have a list of over 200 suspects. His name was never on it.
If you think the list is exhaustive, Rusty, who am I to argue?
Listen, let's just work the case at hand, shall we? Then we can sit down and put all the puzzle pieces together at a later date.
I'll hold you to that.
You sure you can make it stick with one of these suspects, gentlemen?
It's either McCaffrey or Tiernan, sir. I think Jameson is an aberration.
All right. I'll deal with that degraded lunatic myself. He's got some fearful retribution coming. Tiernan isn't one, McCaffrey isn't two. I want a confession from one of them. Don't fail me, young fellas.
さて行きますか。あ、間違った。インタビュールーム。よいしょ。
Why did you run, Tiernan?
I was the last one to see Evelyn that night. I knew you would think it was me.
Can you describe your relationship with Evelyn?
I barely knew Evelyn.
Keep lying to me and I'll have you charged and in front of a grand jury before your feet touch the ground.
How can you possibly prove Evelyn and I were more than friends?
McCaffrey gave you up, Tiernan. He says he saw you go into your hotel with Evelyn.
I met Evelyn at the public library. We would read for a while and then go for a drink. Last night, we went back to my hotel room and had some more to drink. I must have passed out. I woke up and she was gone.
What time was this?
Around midnight, maybe later.
And there's no one who can confirm this?
No, there isn't. I knew you wouldn't believe me.
Aristotle's Metaphysics, the book that belonged to McCaffrey.
McCaffrey saw her looking at it once and laughed in her face.
And you're saying Evelyn stole it?
She wanted something of his.
You don't like McCaffrey, do you, Tiernan?
He's full of the common man routine, but he props up a bar like the rest of us. Evelyn thought he was going to be a great novelist. He had nothing but vitriol for her.
You and Evelyn were drinking together last night, and she had no other place to stay.
I don't know what happened last night. I don't remember.
If you don't give me some reason to think differently about this, Tiernan, I'm gonna have to go to the DA.
I drank half a bottle of scotch. I don't remember a goddamn thing.
Do you own a car, Tiernan?
No, I don't.
Have access to a lug wrench?
No, we use a lot of them to clear jams in the pin setting machines.
けどこの男にそんな器用なことはできないよね。
Coroner's report says that Evelyn was killed with a wrench. I think you did it and then planted the evidence at McCaffrey's apartment for us to find.
We went to his apartment. McCaffrey was up on the roof. Evelyn stole the book. McCaffrey went crazy when he found out. He said he would put her out of her misery. He can be very cruel.
Evelyn was missing a ring from her right hand.
That's strange. She always wore it. A big black circular disc with a white E in the middle. It was made from an old typewriter key, a present from the prop department at her old movie studio.
We're going to talk to McCaffrey. You need to think about what you've told us, Tiernan. You're not in the clear.
4分の2か、半分か。
So I gave him a dusting he wouldn't forget.
あら。上か。あ、ちげえな。
Gadget whiz putting recording device.
でしょ？ことでしょ。あ、こっちか。あったあった。
You ready to answer some questions?
You think I have all the answers?
People who run from the police usually have something to hide.
Touché, detective. Let's see where this takes us.
Evelyn died sometime around midnight. Remind me, where were you?
I was at home, writing. I'm working on a manuscript.
ここでちょっとコミュニティに聞こう。はあ。
You're lying, McCaffrey. You were out at the rail yard.
And what do you have that proves I was there?
りえない。あ、オッケーオッケーオッケー。
How about half of Augusta Summers' last correspondence with her daughter?
What are you talking about?
After you were done beating Evelyn, you searched her and found her mother's letter. That old lady's anguish amused you.
I know nothing about a letter or Evelyn's goddamn mother.
So what was it doing on your writing desk?
I don't know, but if I didn't put it there, somebody else did. Try exercising your powers of deduction on that.
We found the lug wrench that Evelyn was battered with in your apartment, and the note from her mother, and your blood-stained clothing. We have you cold, McCaffrey.
You think if I could be bothered to murder Evelyn Summers, I would be stupid enough to leave the evidence in my apartment?
I don't believe you, Grosvenor. The evidence says that you killed her.
You can prove that I wanted to kill Evelyn?
こいつもはめられてんだよ絶対ね。
Will there be much more of this? It's just that I wanted to get home and work.
あれ？あれなんで？あらまあ。てか、あ、待って。
took a swipe at me. Put him down with my sap.
Operator, message for KGPL.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
I need the jacket on a Grosvenor McCaffrey.
Just a moment, Detective. McCaffrey was formerly under surveillance by the Red Squad. Convictions for petty theft. Dishonorable discharge from the Army during training at Syracuse. Assault on a local woman. Says he almost beat the woman to death.
Thank you.
なるほど。
You were in the war?
Yes, I was. Seeing the things that I saw, it changes a man. I came back here determined to change things. All I wanted was a pen and an opportunity to speak out.
You told us before that you had only minor run-ins with the police. You didn't mention petty theft.
I've never been in trouble for violence. That's the salient point here, isn't it?
You're holding out on us, McCaffrey. What other trouble have you been in?
I was in a few labor disputes before the war. I didn't use my real name.
マジで自分の失敗なんだそれ。もう一回か。よいしょ。まず。
Why did you run, Tiernan?
I was the last one to see Evelyn that night. I knew you would think it was me.
Can you describe your relationship with Evelyn?
I barely knew Evelyn.
Keep lying to me and I'll have you charged and in front of a grand jury before your feet touch the ground.
How can you possibly prove Evelyn and I were more than friends?
McCaffrey gave you up, Tiernan. He says he saw you go into your hotel with Evelyn.
I met Evelyn at the public library. We would read for a while and then go for a drink. Last night, we went back to my hotel room and had some more to drink. I must have passed out. I woke up and she was gone.
What time was this?
Around midnight, maybe later.
And there's no one who can confirm this?
No. There isn't. I knew you wouldn't believe me.
Aristotle's Metaphysics, the book that belonged to McCaffrey.
McCaffrey saw her looking at her once and laughed in her face.
And you're saying Evelyn stole it.
She wanted something of his.
さっき信用しちゃダメだったからって言った顔だよね。今日メガネをビビってんのか。
We either hang this on you or McCaffrey. You better give us something.
Well, McCaffrey's been in trouble with the law before. I mean, he always makes out it was some kind of labor dispute, but you know, I'm not so sure.
起きたよ。
You and Evelyn were drinking together last night, and she had no other place to stay.
I don't know what happened last night. I don't remember.
You're lying, Tiernan. You've been fighting with her. You fought, and...
I'm not lying! She got up and left! That was it!
いや、お前確かね。ああ、これだな。
She left, but she came back. She bought you a quart of whiskey to make it up to you. She told the liquor store owner. You're in deep trouble, buddy.
She said she loved me. She wanted to care for me.
なるほどね、来たね。
She would never stop talking about McCaffrey. McCaffrey was a writer, McCaffrey was a hero, McCaffrey cared for the little guy.
Did you kill her? そしたんだな。
I might as well have. Kicked her out. She had nowhere to go.
Do you own a car, Tiernan?
No, I don't.
Have access to a lug wrench?
We use a lot of them. Clear jams in the pin setting machines.
目の動きがおかしいよ、お前絶対。
Coroner's report says that Evelyn was killed with a wrench. I think you did it and then planted the evidence at McCaffrey's apartment for us to find.
We went to his apartment. McCaffrey was up on the roof. Evelyn stole the book. McCaffrey went crazy when he found out. He said he would put her out of her misery. He can be very cruel.
起きた。よっしゃ。とりあえず尋問終了。
Evelyn was missing a ring from her right hand.
That's strange. She always wore it. A big black circular disc with a white E in the middle. It was made from an old typewriter key, present from the prop department at her old movie studio.
We're going to talk to McCaffrey. You need to think about what you've told us, Tiernan. You're not in the clear.
してもう一人だな。
You ready to answer some questions?
You think I have all the answers?
People who run from the police usually have something to hide.
Touché, detective. Let's see where this takes us.
ということって、これだね。
Evelyn died sometime around midnight. Remind me, where were you?
I was at home, writing. I'm working on a manuscript.
これはさっき。
You're lying, McCaffrey. You were out at the rail yard.
And what do you have that proves I was there?
これで分かってるよね。
How about half of Augusta Summers' last correspondence with her daughter?
What are you talking about?
After you were done beating Evelyn, you searched her and found her mother's letter. That old lady's anguish amused you.
I know nothing about a letter or Evelyn's goddamn mother.
So what was it doing on your writing desk?
I don't know, but if I didn't put it there, somebody else did. Try exercising your powers of deduction on that.
とりあえずここまでさっき言ってきたんだけど、これだよね。
We found the lug wrench that Evelyn was battered with in your apartment, and the note from her mother, and your blood-stained clothing. We have you cold, McCaffrey.
You think if I could be bothered to murder Evelyn Summers, I would be stupid enough to leave the evidence in my apartment?
これ直感使おう。わかんねえから。
I don't believe you, Grosvenor. The evidence says that you killed her.
You can prove that I wanted to kill Evelyn?
さっきこれだったけど、これじゃねえか多分。
Tiernan is prepared to testify that you threatened Evelyn's life in his presence.
Self-preservation. That's understandable. Okay, I'll level with you. Tiernan killed Evelyn. He came to me for help. I listened to him, and he explained why he did it.
Tiernan went to you for help. You expect me to buy that?
That's how it went down. I told him he made a terrible mistake, but he would be throwing his life away if he went to the cops. I took his things and told him I would dispose of them.
But you didn't.
Speak to Tiernan. He'll give it up.
当たったね。オッケー。して一回出て、で電話を使おうだな。
Operator, give me R&I.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
I need the jacket on a Grosvenor McCaffrey.
Just a moment, Detective. McCaffrey was formerly under surveillance by the Red Squad. Convictions for petty theft. Dishonorable discharge from the Army during training at Syracuse. Assault on a local woman. Says he almost beat the woman to death.
Thanks, ma'am.
新たなマキャフリーの犯罪歴が出てきたってことで、もう一回こっち行って。
You were in the war?
Yes, I was. Seeing the things that I saw, it changes a man. I came back here determined to change things. All I wanted was a pen and an opportunity to speak out.
You told us before that you had only minor run-ins with the police. You didn't mention petty theft.
I've never been in trouble for violence. That's the salient point here, isn't it?
多分俺思うんだけどこれだな。
You're lying, McCaffrey. You have a history of violence towards women.
How do you turn a couple parking tickets and a petty theft misdemeanor into an assault charge?
してこれだな。
We know all about you and your dishonorable discharge, beating some poor woman near to death in Syracuse. You've never been in combat, McCaffrey. Your whole life is a fraud.
She was a goddamn peasant whore. She tried to steal from my wallet. I could have fought for this country. I could have.
You beat her because she stole from you, because she tried to outsmart you.
The ignorant audacity of the bitch. What is a man supposed to do? Sit there and take it? How is a man supposed to call himself a man?
And Evelyn Summers, a poor, drunken nobody, stole your book.
And she got what was coming to her.
まあこうだべな。
Grosvenor McCaffrey, I'm charging you with the murder of Evelyn Summers. She was a sad lady and never hurt anyone except herself. I hope God finds a way to forgive you.
っていう感じかな。
Congratulations, boys. You bagged the fine catch. Another red to boot. Grand. Now, I want you to put this business about a repeat offender out of your mind. This McCaffrey creature shows no remorse, and neither will the grand jury. You would have to walk a long mile to find a better candidate for an unmarked plot in the prison graveyard.
まあこいつじゃないと思うけどね、どっちか選べっていうのもね。ということで、お、ワンテン。グローブナー・マキャフリーは死刑囚学後で。はあはあ、なるほど。 よいしょ。お、また回想シーンですね。
We have lost most of Shaughnessy and Dunn's squad. His gunny is dead, first platoon is in worse shape. That medic is either crazy or the bravest man alive.
Then we rally with the first and try for the Nambus.
It's sheer to the left. To the right, it goes right through a pass with 2 Nambus and enfilade.
Mate,
we can lose everyone.
Lieutenant, get back off this fucking bridge. They'll start walking the mortars back to their own positions. We only have minutes.
I'm in charge here, Sergeant.
Get your men off the bridge, Lieutenant.
What's your unit, Sergeant?
We don't have time for this, Lieutenant.
What's your unit, Sergeant?
I company 22nd Marines, Lieutenant, and we just saved your ass by fording the river.
My orders are to reconnoiter the...
I think that point is now moot. You have 10 men left. My orders are to save what's left. Move out!
まあもともとね、軍人だったんだからね、そういうシーンから来てるよね。最終的に何を言ってるのか分かんないけど、半月の殺人鬼。多分これが殺人家の最後の事件になるという感じですね。
Well done, lads. You did well with the Summers case. But we have a problem. The examiner received a new letter today.
Do you mind if I take a look, Ray?
ああ、多分これは多分この今までのコピーキャット模倣犯の多分別の犯人だったと思うんで、それの元締めっていうかまあ多分あれなんだろうね。結局この模倣犯は捕まってないから、まあ、今回でどうなるか分かんないですけど、うん、なるほど。模倣犯というか真似してんだろうね、多分ね。ただその真似するような動機っていうかきっかけを作った犯人が今回の犯人なのかな。まあ聖書みたいなもんだよね。長いな随分。
To suffer woes which hope thinks infinite, to forgive wrongs darker than death or night.
してあともう一枚。湧いて俺次点に。シェリーの引用。
Another snippet from the Shelley poem. If the note is from the Dahlia maniac, he definitely also killed Teresa Terrell.
Mal and I agree.
But where does that leave us? If this is the Dahlia killer, and he is responsible for the Tarrelton murder, not to mention the Muller
Hang
case.
on a moment, Skipper.
Let me finish, Rusty. We have 5 birds in hand and none in the bush. The department will not survive a scandal if we have to let them all go without catching a fiend first. Your careers will be over
まあ
for a
5
start.
人捕まえたけど、もしかしたら5人とも間違った可能性があると。
I knew this run was too good to be true.
I hid myself within a fountain in the public square.
You like that stuff? What is it supposed to mean?
It's supposed to... Forget what it's supposed to... What does he want it
Where are you going with this, Cole?
He's obviously taunting us. He believes he's far more intelligent than we are.
Okay, it's some kind of story, right? A guy that God hates chains him up.
It's an allegory, Rusty.
A story with 2 meanings. Symbolic meaning. But that's what he wants us to think.
Could he be using it
まあ
literally?
5つの事件があって、まあ殺し方が全部見せて、模倣犯だと思って捕まってたけど、やっぱり犯人は
Come on, we have a clue.
怪しいというか、やっぱり一人
Be
しかいないか
careful,
ら。
Phelps. This is his game you're playing now.
どうなのかなという感じなのかな。今日それでまあ5人とも釈放したら、まあ刑事課の存続が危ういと。まあそりゃそうだわな。ということって、まあ、今回半月の殺人鬼。じゃあここ行って今日はあれですね。キリがいいので 終わりますね。よいしょ。こっちかな。じゃあ。よいしょ。
You can drive.
All those cases, Rusty. What have I been telling you all along?
We've got to get this guy.
I know. Enough women have died.
Yeah, and it's our asses on the line too, Phelps. You heard what the captain said. The department is not going to take responsibility for all those bad convictions.
Success is a double-edged sword.
Let's just get this sick pervert and have it done with.
ということで、また次回やっていきたいと思いますね。次は殺人家最後の事件、半月の殺人鬼ですね。ぜひともまたよろしくお願いします。ありがとうございます。バイバイ。